Hey guys, NoZoupForYou here, and I know we are knee-deep in this current season of ranked gameplay. You've probably settled in, you're on the long slog to rank 1, and hopefully things are going well for you. Hopefully you're not stuck around rank 6 like I am, yo-yoing back and forth with the same players that you see time and time again. So hopefully you're making a little more progress than I am. That being said, today we're going to take a look at a destroyer that I think is somewhat of a dark horse for ranked gameplay. It's something that kind of went under the radar, something I really wasn't expecting at the beginning of this ranked season, though after trying other ships, when I got a little tired of the Alabama, though she is still a very strong ship, and I think probably one of the, if not the strongest battleship for ranked gameplay, I decided to kind of test the waters with a few other ships, and I bought some, I sold some, and finally I came across the Akizuki and decided to give her a try, and wow, I am glad I did. I have had a lot of luck with the Akizuki. Like I said, I think she's kind of a dark horse ship, one that not many people would expect. And for that matter, one that I had not played before ranked gameplay. And I think the reason why she might be overlooked is people just decide to not go up that line of the IJ and Destroyer tech tree line. They make that straight shot for Shimikaze and kind of neglect the other side, which happens to be the more gunboat-esque type ships. Of course, that in a way is a mistake, and I'm learning that now because the Akizuki has served me well for ranked gameplay, and I would say that the majority of the stars that I've kept have been in this ship. I have made pretty good progress in the Akizuki, and not that I play to keep my stars, I absolutely don't, and just as a side note, I absolutely hate that function in ranked gameplay. Absolutely hate it. How many times have you been playing and someone says, oh, well, at least I get to keep my star? It just creates a type of gameplay and toxic environment where players know that they can get by without helping their team. As long as they position themselves to get those broadside shots and rack up significant amounts of damage, they'll keep their stars, especially in battleships. So I don't like that, but I digress. We're going to talk about the Akizuki, some pros and cons about her, and so this is kind of a review of the ship in general, though I haven't really played her in pub gameplay. I've played her a lot in ranked gameplay, so I feel that now that I've played her a lot, I've got a good feeling for what she's capable of, and I've enjoyed her. So let's talk about the pros. The biggest thing about this ship is you have an insane rate of fire. 3-second reload time on your 8 100mm guns, and that's without BFT on it. I don't have BFT yet with that 10% decrease in rearming. I just haven't added it yet, and actually I just added Adrenaline Rush. I think my captain's at 17 points now on the Akizuki, and I decided to play around with Adrenaline Rush and see how that works out, so time will tell. With these guns, you can beat any destroyer in ranked gameplay, hands down. That includes the Loyang, that includes the Kid. You can absolutely outgun them. Your gun arcs are better. You can just peg them. I mean, hands down. I have not lost a gun battle to any other destroyer unless it's been 1-on-2 or something strange has happened. 1-on-1, you will beat any destroyer with this ship and its guns. That's the bottom line. Especially if you load IFHE. That is an absolute must. If you do not load IFHE on this ship, you're going to keep firing away at battleships and do absolutely nothing. Again, your guns are only 100mm. That's not big at all. But if you load IFHE on it, you'll start to do a little more damage on the superstructure of battleships, and against destroyers, it will absolutely wreck them. So make sure that you load IFHE. Of course, I would go with concealment first. You've got good concealment with 5.9 kilometers. Of course, keep in mind that in ranked gameplay, you have to deal with Chapayevs with their 11.7 kilometer radar. Absolutely hate that stuff. Absolutely hate the Chapayev. Great cruiser for ranked, but I can't stand its radar. Not one bit. Last thing about the Akizuki that you have to absolutely love are its powerful torpedoes. Absolutely powerful. 10 kilometer, 67 knot torpedoes with the Type 93s. Those are capable of 20,000 damage. So those torpedoes pack an absolute punch. Good flooding chance on them as well. More often than not, if my torps hit, they will start flooding. So those are some really good things that the Akizuki has, some great traits. Now let's talk about the cons, some of the things that I don't like about the Akizuki, especially in ranked gameplay. You are a very long target. The Akizuki is not small by any standards. You look at the Loyang, you look at the Kid, they are very, very small destroyers compared to the Akizuki. This makes you an absolutely huge target, especially if you're a broadside to the enemy. That brings me up to the next point, the next con about the Akizuki. It is hard for her to get up to speed. She is not nimble either, so if you're broadside in smoke and you see torpedoes coming, you're in trouble. So that's why you don't want to sit in smoke, which I didn't touch on it, but your smoke is actually pretty generous. The consumable reloads quickly, and it lasts a decent amount of time, so use that smoke to your advantage. You can definitely hide in it and put the hurt on enemy ships. Like I said, it's not as fast or nimble as your other options. Loyang and Kid can outmaneuver it, but your guns are better, remember that. Loyang Hydro is obviously a pain. One-on-one in a fair gunfight, you're going to beat the Loyang, but if the Loyang's hidden and you're trying to stay hidden from the enemy team, if it puts on its Hydro and you're in tight quarters, you're in trouble. And that's just the way it is. You only have one quad torpedo launcher, but to make up for it, you do have the torpedo reload consumable. This, of course, is historically accurate. The Akizuki only had one quad torpedo launcher, though it had a little better anti-aircraft capabilities than other Japanese destroyers of its time. The other thing about the torpedo launchers are that your reload is almost 2 minutes. That's pretty slow, but understandable based on how powerful the torpedoes are. So there you have it. That is the Akizuki in a nutshell. Very enjoyable ship. I'm quite surprised with it. I am glad that I decided to research it. Although Loyang is a great destroyer, it is not my cup of tea. I don't feel that I get the most out of it, and maybe it's based on my playstyle or my fondness for IJN destroyers, but the gun arc on the Loyang and the Kid are just arcs that I have never really been able to get used to. Akizuki solved that. They're a lot lower, they're faster, so I just feel more at home with the Akizuki's guns than I do that of the guns of the Loyang and the Kid. Therefore, I like it better. Notice I haven't really mentioned the Kiev or the Kagero. I don't feel that those two destroyers should be brought into rank at all. I don't think they are good options for ranked gameplay. I just don't. The Kiev has horrible concealment compared to its counterparts, and the Kagero just offers nothing other than torpedoes, and that really doesn't help. The vast majority of Kageros I've seen in ranked gameplay just really haven't had a good effect and helped their team that much. Akizuki, on the other hand, if you run into a destroyer captaining an Akizuki that knows what he is doing, be wary, be very wary, especially if you're in another destroyer, because he will put the hurt on you. And if you're in a battleship, be wary as well, because if the torps don't get you, he's just going to keep slinging shells at you. And while it's not an absolute fire starter, especially when you slap IFAG on, they will eventually start fires. And once you get on fire, that's not a good thing, especially if an Akizuki is close to you. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not played the Akizuki and have researched it at some point, go ahead and give it a try. Go ahead and take it into ranked gameplay. I guarantee you, you will not be upset with the decision. She might do you well. She did for me. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hope everything's going well for you. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, blah, 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 all those other things that YouTubers want you to do. I do appreciate it, though. I really do. Anyhow, take it easy. Like I said, best of luck in ranked gameplay. Hope you make it to rank 1 if you're attempting to get there. If you're not, find a suitable stopping point and move forward with your achievement. I am out.